Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we dive into the stories behind the coins we use every day. In this video, we're uncovering most rare and valuable state quarter dollar coins that are worth money, and the history and errors that make them so valuable so on. Top 1 Today's video is for true coin lovers, history fans, and sharp-eyed collectors, because we're diving into one of the most fascinating modern U.S. coins ever issued, the United States of America state quarter dollar from Virginia. Released in the year 2000 at first glance, this quarter might seem like just another piece of change. Many people have spent it without a second thought. But those who truly understand coins know that sometimes the most ordinary-looking pieces carry extraordinary stories and extraordinary value. Virginia holds a very special place in American history. Known as the birthplace of presidents and often called the Old Dominion, Virginia was one of the original 13 colonies. When the U.S. Mint launched the state quarters program in 1999, it instantly became one of the most successful coin programs in history. Millions of Americans began collecting coins for the first time, checking their pockets and jars, hoping to complete all 50 states. The Virginia quarter, issued in the year 2000, was one of the earliest coins in this legendary series. That alone makes it important. Early issues and major programs often gain strong collector interest, especially when rare varieties and errors are discovered years later. The design of the Virginia quarter is deeply symbolic. On the reverse side, you'll see 3 historic ships sailing proudly across the coin. These ships represent the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery, the vessels that carried English settlers to Jamestown in 1607, marking the first permanent English settlement in America. Above the ships, the words Jamestown and the date remind us that this coin honors the 400th anniversary of that historic landing. This isn't just a design, it's a moment frozen in metal. For collectors, coins that tell powerful stories are always more desirable. And when history meets rarity, value begins to rise. Now here's where things get truly exciting. Although millions of Virginia quarters were minted, not all of them are the same. Most circulated examples are common and worth face value, but a very small number were struck with rare minting errors or exceptional characteristics that set them apart from the rest. Some Virginia 2000 quarters have been discovered with dramatic off-center strikes, where the design is visibly shifted and incomplete. Others show double die errors, where letters or details appear doubled due to a mistake during the die creation process. There are also examples with die cracks, cut errors, weak strikes, or improper metal planchets, errors that were never meant to leave the mint. Even more valuable are coins struck in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded at the highest levels by professional grading services. These coins retain sharp details, strong luster, and flawless surfaces. Finding such a piece today is extremely difficult, as most were heavily handled during everyday use. Collectors pay close attention to these details. They inspect edges, lettering, surfaces, and strike quality under magnification. One small error or rare variation can transform a simple quarter into a 5-figure or even 6-figure collectible. What makes this coin especially appealing to collectors is the combination of factors. It belongs to a wildly popular series. It represents one of the most historically important states in America. It features a meaningful design tied to the nation's origins. And most importantly, a tiny number of examples exist with rare errors or top-tier condition that push them into a completely different value category. This is why coin lovers should listen very carefully and never ignore their change. A coin like this doesn't shout its value, it whispers it. Only those who know what to look for will recognize its true worth. So if you ever come across a Virginia state quarter from the year 2000, don't rush to spend it. Examine it closely. Check the strike. Look for unusual details. That small piece of metal could be far more important than you ever imagined. In the highest collectible condition, or with a confirmed rare mint error, this Virginia state quarter dollar has been known to reach a value of $97,000. Top 2 Sometimes the most powerful treasures are hiding right in front of us. A coin passed from hand to hand, dropped into vending machines, forgotten in drawers, yet carrying a story that stretches back hundreds of years. Today's video is for true collectors and serious coin lovers, because we're uncovering a fascinating piece from the famous state quarters program. The United States of America state quarter dollar honoring Maryland. Issued in the year 2000, when this coin was released, millions of people across America were suddenly paying attention to their change. The state quarters program wasn't just about money. It was about history, pride, and identity. Maryland's quarter quickly stood out, not only because of its bold design, but because of what it represents. Maryland is a state with deep colonial roots, founded in the 17th century and shaped by exploration, trade, and independence. The Maryland quarter reflects this legacy through one of the most striking designs in the entire series. On the reverse side, you'll see the Maryland State House in Annapolis, crowned by its iconic dome. This building is more than architecture. It is a symbol of American democracy. It was here that George Washington resigned his commission as commander of the Continental Army, a moment that helped define civilian control over the military. For collectors, designs tied to pivotal moments in history always carry extra weight. This quarter doesn't just represent a state. It represents a defining chapter of the United States itself. But history alone doesn't make a coin extremely valuable. What transforms an everyday quarter into a collector's dream is rarity, condition, and something even more exciting: minting errors. Although large numbers of Maryland quarters were produced in the year 2000, the overwhelming majority entered circulation immediately. They were used, scratched, worn down, and damaged over time. Finding one today in pristine, uncirculated condition is already a challenge. Finding one with rare mint characteristics is something else entirely. Some Maryland quarters from this year were struck with double die errors, where parts of the lettering or design appear doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Others show off-center strikes, where the image is visibly shifted and incomplete. There are also known examples with die cracks, breaks, and weak strikes that escaped the mint unnoticed. Even more rare are coins struck on improper or defective planchets, resulting in unusual weight, color, or texture. These mistakes were never meant to exist, which makes them incredibly desirable to advanced collectors. Every error tells a story of a split-second failure in the minting process, something that cannot be recreated. Condition plays a massive role as well. High-grade examples with sharp details, strong original luster, clean fields, and no contact marks are exceptionally hard to find. Coins graded at the top levels by professional grading services are separated from millions of ordinary examples, and their values rise dramatically as demand increases. Collectors are especially drawn to the Maryland quarter because it combines so many attractive elements. It belongs to a historic and wildly popular coin series. It honors one of the most important political landmarks in American history, and it exists in a very small number of rare error varieties and elite condition examples that elevate it far beyond face value. This is why coin lovers should slow down and pay attention. Every detail matters: the edge, the strike, the lettering, the surface. A single difference can mean the gap between pocket change and a life-changing discovery. So the next time you come across a Maryland State quarter from the year 2000, don't ignore it. Look closely, study it carefully, because in the highest collectible condition, or with a verified rare mint error, this single quarter has been known to command a value of $94,000. Top 3, we're talking about the United States of America State quarter dollar honoring New Hampshire. Released in the year 2000, when the state quarters program began, it changed coin collecting forever. Suddenly, everyday people were checking their pockets, saving coins in albums, and learning the stories behind each state. New Hampshire's quarter arrived early in the program, making it part of the foundation of one of the most popular coin series ever created in the United States. New Hampshire is known as the Granite State, a place tied closely to independence, strength, and self-reliance. That spirit is perfectly captured on this coin. The reverse design features the famous Old Man of the Mountain, a natural granite rock formation that once towered over Franconia Notch. Alongside it appears the state motto, "Live Free or Die," one of the most powerful and bold mottos ever placed on American coinage. What makes this design especially meaningful is that the Old Man of the Mountain collapsed just a few years after this quarter was released. That means the coin preserves an image that no longer exists in real life. For collectors, this transforms the New Hampshire quarter into more than currency. It becomes a memorial struck in metal, capturing a piece of American natural history forever. But beauty and symbolism are only the beginning. Although millions of New Hampshire quarters were minted in the year 2000, nearly all of them entered circulation immediately. They were handled daily, stacked, scratched, dropped, and worn down through normal use. As time passed, clean examples became harder to find, and pristine ones became truly scarce. Collectors know that condition is everything. A New Hampshire quarter with sharp details, original mint luster, and no visible wear instantly stands out. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional services are separated from the masses, and their values rise dramatically due to intense competition among collectors. Then there are the errors, and this is where things get exciting. Some New Hampshire quarters from this year were struck with double die errors, where parts of the lettering, date, or design show noticeable doubling. These errors happen during the die-making process and cannot be replicated, making each example extremely desirable. Others display off-center strikes, where the design is visibly shifted, leaving part of the coin blank. There are also known examples with die cracks and breaks, thin raised lines caused by stressed or damaged dies. Some coins show weak strikes, missing details, or abnormal textures due to pressure issues during minting. Even more rare are quarters struck on defective or incorrect planchets, resulting in unusual weight or appearance to the untrained eye. These might look like flaws. To a collector, they are signatures of rarity. What truly elevates the New Hampshire quarter is the combination of factors working together. It comes from a historic and beloved coin program. It features a design that can never be recreated. It exists in rare error varieties, and it survives today in very limited numbers in top-tier condition. This is why serious collectors slow down when they see this coin. They examine the surfaces, study the strike, inspect the edges, and look closely at every letter. Because one small detail can turn a common quarter into a headline-worthy discovery, coin lovers should listen very carefully to this message. Never assume a coin's value based only on its face. History, rarity, condition, and minting mistakes can transform something ordinary into something extraordinary. So the next time you find a New Hampshire state quarter dated 2000, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look. You might be holding a silent witness to American history, and possibly a life-changing collectible in the highest collectible condition, or with a confirmed rare mint error. This New Hampshire state quarter dollar has reached a value of $91,000. Top 4. We're exploring the United States of America state quarter dollar honoring Arkansas. Released in the year 2003, a coin that blends deep history, powerful symbolism, and hidden rarity. By the time the Arkansas quarter was released, the state quarters program was already a nationwide phenomenon. Millions of people were collecting, trading, and studying these coins. Yet even with all that attention, some incredible pieces still slipped by unnoticed. Arkansas's quarter is one of those coins that looks familiar, yet carries layers of meaning and value beneath the surface. Arkansas is a state rich in natural beauty and history, often called the natural state. The design of this quarter reflects that identity perfectly. On the reverse side, you'll find a striking image of a diamond resting above a lake, surrounded by rice stalks and a mallard duck in flight. This design celebrates Arkansas as the only state in the U.S. with a public diamond mine, along with its strong agricultural and wildlife heritage. To collectors, this isn't just a nice design. It's a balanced composition filled with fine details. The diamond symbolizes rarity itself, which many collectors find especially poetic when talking about this coin's potential value. But the true story of this quarter begins at the mint. Although millions of Arkansas quarters were produced in 2003, the vast majority entered circulation immediately. They were handled daily, exposed to friction, moisture, and impact. Over time, sharp details faded, surfaces became scratched, and luster disappeared. Finding a truly clean, uncirculated Arkansas quarter today is already uncommon. Finding one with exceptional quality is something else entirely. Condition plays a massive role in value. Coins that retain full mint luster, crisp edges, and untouched surfaces are separated from ordinary examples. When professionally graded at the highest levels, these coins become extremely desirable, especially as collectors compete to own the best-known examples. Then come the mint errors. one of the most exciting areas of modern coin collecting. Some Arkansas quarters from this year were struck with double die errors, where parts of the lettering or design appear doubled due to a mistake during die creation. Others show off-center strikes, where the image is shifted, leaving blank areas on the coin. There are also examples with die cracks and breaks, thin raised lines caused by worn or damaged dies that continued striking coins before being replaced. Even more rare are quarters struck on defective or incorrect planchets. These can result in unusual weight, strange coloration, or incomplete designs. Such errors were never intended to exist, which makes each example unique and highly sought after to the untrained eye. These coins might look imperfect. To a serious collector, they are irreplaceable pieces of minting history. Each error captures a brief moment when the minting process failed, and those moments cannot be recreated. What truly elevates the Arkansas quarter is the combination of all these factors. It belongs to one of the most collected coin programs in U.S. history. It features a design symbolizing rarity and natural wealth, and it exists in a very limited number of top condition and error examples that push it far beyond face value. This is why coin lovers should listen very carefully. Never assume a coin's worth based on how common it looks. Value is hidden in details, strike quality, surface condition, minting flaws, and historical context. So, if you ever come across an Arkansas State quarter dated 2003, take your time. Examine it closely under good light. Look for unusual details, strong luster, or anything that feels different from the rest. That small coin could be holding a much bigger story to in the highest collectible condition, or with a verified rare mint error. This Arkansas State quarter dollar has been known to reach a value of $88,000. Top 5, we're taking a close look at the United States of America State quarter dollar honoring South Carolina. Released in the year 2000, when the state quarters program captured the nation's attention, South Carolina's quarter quickly became a favorite among collectors. Issued early in the program, it represents not only a state, but a powerful role in American history. South Carolina was one of the original 13 colonies and played a crucial part in the nation's early political and cultural development. Coins tied to foundational history often gain long-term collector interest, especially when rare varieties are involved. The design of the South Carolina quarter is rich with symbolism. On the reverse side, the outline of the state appears prominently, surrounded by important symbols that reflect its heritage. The palmetto tree stands tall, representing resilience and strength, while the Carolina wren, South Carolina's state bird, adds life and movement to the design. Above them shines the state star, symbolizing South Carolina's place in the formation of the United States. For collectors, designs that combine strong imagery with historical meaning are especially appealing. This quarter isn't just decorative. It tells a story of survival, independence, and identity. But the true excitement begins when we move beyond the design and into the details. Although millions of South Carolina quarters were minted in the year 2000, most were released directly into circulation. They were used daily, exposed to wear, scratches, and environmental damage. As a result, high-quality examples have become increasingly difficult to find. Coins that still display sharp details, original mint luster, and clean surfaces are far rarer than many people realize. Condition alone can dramatically affect value. Quarters that remain uncirculated and receive top grades from professional grading services are separated from the masses and placed into an elite category. Collectors compete fiercely for these top condition examples, pushing values much higher than face value would ever suggest. Then there are the minting errors, one of the most thrilling aspects of modern coin collecting. Some South Carolina quarters from this year were struck with double die errors, causing parts of the lettering or design elements to appear doubled. These errors occur during the die creation process and cannot be repeated, making each coin a unique piece of minting history. Other examples show off-center strikes, where the design is visibly shifted, leaving part of the coin blank. Collectors have also discovered die cracks and die breaks on certain South Carolina quarters. These appear as raised lines or unusual shapes caused by damaged dies that continued striking coins before being replaced. In rare cases, coins were struck on defective or incorrect planchets, resulting in unusual weight, texture, or color to an untrained eye. These may look like imperfections. To a seasoned collector, they are rare opportunities, moments when the minting process went slightly wrong, creating something extraordinary. What makes the South Carolina quarter especially appealing is how all these elements come together. It belongs to one of the most collected coin programs in U.S. history. It represents an original colony with deep historical roots, and it exists in a very limited number of exceptional condition and error examples that elevate it into a high-value collectible. This is why coin lovers should listen very carefully and never rush past their change. A single quarter can hold layers of history, craftsmanship, and rarity. Value doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it hides quietly, waiting to be discovered. So, if you ever come across a South Carolina state quarter dated 2000, take a moment to examine it closely. Look at the strike, the surface, and the details. Because in the highest collectible condition, or with a confirmed rare mint error, this South Carolina state quarter dollar has been known to reach a value of $85,000. If you're enjoying learning about rare and valuable coins like this one, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow coin lovers, and subscribe to the channel for more hidden treasures from around the world. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an exciting discovery. Your support helps the channel grow and keeps these amazing coin stories coming.